necessarily defensemen at that position in the draft, like Dylan Cousins or Trevor Zegras. When you look at the draft, a lot of people believe the bigger reach was with the second-round pick, Antti Tomisto, who's a defenseman from Finland. Yzerman, if you believe all those things, and look, same thing with all the other drafts, except, well, baseball's the same as hockey. Most of us have seen some of the football players, some of the basketball players, have seen very little of the hockey players. If you believe all the mocks and grades and crap like that, the Red Wings did very well, according to these people, after the second round, and most of the grades have been anywhere from an A- to a B-.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. He obviously, and we'll ask him about it, there's a needed defense in this organization, and they addressed it.
Where's my Pepsi?
First pick,
I drank it.
second pick.
Damn it.
I mean, that's what you got to do, I think. You couple that with Cholowski, Ronick, and McKasick, who had a decent year last year in juniors. He's having shoulder surgery. When you're building up a core of young, deep defensemen.
I don't get why we keep giving grades if we all agree that grades are stupid. I really don't. Like, I really think that they should give grades 5 years later.
Right.
And then we can really get a sense of how these guys did. Like, I'd love to go back, like 2011 is when Yzerman drafted Kucherov. And I'd love to go back and see what grade the Tampa Bay Lightning were given for the 2011 draft.
Right.
Were they given an A, or were they given like a C? Like, oh, this guy's, he can't play, whatever. I mean, it's so hard to do it. And, I think what this is a reminder of is that every general manager deserves at least a few years to see if it works. Now, in football, you get a much faster report card than you do in either sport, because we have draft classes in the last few years where there's already players gone from the entire roster. Usually, like you mentioned, in baseball and hockey, at least these guys are going to be in the system for a few years, and if we find out if they're rising through the system, or maybe they just can't play.
I believe only 4 players in last year's NHL draft played the NHL last year. That doesn't include Zadina, who played like 9 games.
Mm-hmm.
But of the top 4 picks, I mean, this is, and they say that this year, Hughes, Kakko will probably be the only 2, that's probably, who will play this season.
Right.
See.
Right.
So yeah, it's all projection and conjecture.
But it's also, you want your GM to be bold. You want your GM to have the best in. Like, Yzerman's not doing this to make a statement. He's not doing it for show. He believes that this guy is, the best prospect at that position for them to take. Mm-hmm. Now, he could end up being proven wrong, and he'll be the first one to tell you. I mean, you heard that clip we just played. And no, he said, I would never say it's a no-brainer. I mean, obviously they considered all the various options. They probably went through a lot of scenarios, although it sounds like the top 5 picks went pretty much the way he and most people thought it was going to go. And all the players who we thought would go in the top 5 went in the top 5.
Maybe different order.
Different order, yeah. But the Wings had basically the entire crop of prospects for them to pick from, and this is the guy they picked. Now you can say, oh, you should have gotten a guy like him later, or you could have gotten a similar. Obviously, Yzerman disagrees, and that's why he was one of the top executives in the sport, why he put together a Stanley Cup caliber team, and it's why he's now the chosen one here in Detroit. So if you were excited about Yzerman getting the job here, then I think you at least owe it to him to get at least a few draft classes in the mix first.
And he said on Friday night that they did try to trade back, but they didn't get value. Now, we don't know how far they wanted to trade back. Maybe it was only a few spots and they couldn't get, a second-round pick to move back a few spots to take him. Who the hell knows? But at least they're trying. And the biggest word or phrase we got from people who've seen these guys play is they all have compete level. Whether it's Albin Gervais, who seems to be one of those players that they got the 3rd round, a Swedish player, a guy who, all I'm reading is somebody who you don't want to play against. And those are the type of guys you want. And then, one of the guys is very interesting. Another Swede, Elmore Soderblom. He's 6'6". That's a huge guy in a sport where a lot of the smaller guys have been getting a lot of notoriety lately.
Right.
Kind of weird. And the other thing that kind of really, I'll ask him about, guess if we have time later in the show, you can join us around 9:45. Very strange that he did not take one player from the Canadian Junior Leagues. I think that's very strange.
But you know,
But I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Usually there's one.
okay, but I don't think that was I don't think that's a pattern. I think that's just more of a coincidence.
Yeah,
like
probably.
I remember when Doug Collins was here, and he was basically in charge of the entire operation, even though he wasn't technically the GM. He was the GM. He drafted players who played 4 years in college. He had a big thing about that, and I didn't think that was that far off base, but I thought he reached a couple times for guys like Theo Ratliff when there were better players there who maybe had only played 1 or 2 years. I think that's merely a coincidence. Again, he's not doing this for show.
No.
He's not doing this for any, he's not trying to fit a mold of, like, for example, Bob Quinn maybe trying to fit a Matt Patricia mold. Steve Eisner was not trying to fit a Jeff Blasher mold.
No.
He's looking at the whole organization. And I honestly think, and based on what his comments were when he was hired, he looks at this organization as one with not a lot of strengths. And that's why he talked about how it's going to take a while. And this is definitely a draft, as most NHL teams are, if you don't have the top pick, for the future. This is about building a foundation, because a lot of these kids, like you mentioned, Slider may play in Germany again next year.
Yes.
And
some of these guys have already committed to play in colleges. I think 2 of them were playing at BU, 1 in North Dakota, and that's good. Gives them a chance to develop and, great training staffs and things like that. No problem with it at all. But I think, rush to judgment is ludicrous in this situation.
And I think most people are. Yes, there are going to be people like, oh, whatever, because they thought they were going to get a certain name. But to be fair, once the Wings got locked in at number 6, there wasn't any name.
No.
We were pining for Byram because we thought it was a possibility, because when the draft order was set and they came up with the final prospect rankings, he was ranked as the number 6 prospect.
Right.
He wasn't ranked as he was the number 1 defenseman, so you figured he might go a little bit higher than 6. But the possibility of him being there was a name at least we could kind of recognize.
Right. And as we got closer to the draft, it was apparent that he was going way before.
Exactly.
But I think the one thing, though, this endorses tanking, not winning those games down the stretch. They would have gotten Byram had they lost another game or 2.
Yeah.
No. Well, Colorado, because they had Ottawa's pick, they had the first, best odds to get number 1. They dropped to number 4. So the way the lottery works, you never know.
Well, but if they lost them, they would have won. They just,
Right.
They would have had a better chance in the lottery, but we don't know if the lottery would have played out exactly the same.
Yeah, as much as you hear Byram's the number 1 defenseman, and there's no lock with him. He's not like a lock like Hughes is supposed to be.
Yeah, it sounds like Hughes is the mortal lock.
And then Kako, because there were some people who were going to take Kako, would have taken Kako.
All right, 248-539-9797 is the telephone number. Ticket text 97136. Let's talk about LaFontaine and the family deal and the unbelievable deal they have going on this month for the Cadillac. The all-new 2019 Cadillac XT5, leasing now for just $309 a month. The XT5 is built for all occasions and tailored for comfort with room up to 5. Your new perspective of the car buying experience begins at LaFontaineCadillac.com, or simply go to FamilyDeal.com and you'll see all the cars in the LaFontaine fleet, between 5,000 and 6,000 new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs available daily. But I have seen firsthand, both as a customer and getting to know the LaFontaines, this is not just about selling cars. This is about the LaFontaines trying to build lifelong relationships, connecting families, strengthening communities, and personalizing the automotive experience. I went to the grand opening of their new dealership a couple of weeks ago in Fenton, and it's clear that they are invested as much in the city of Fenton and the entire community as they are in selling cars. Yes, they want to help you find your car of your dreams. They also want to help you service your car. They want your kids to buy cars from LaFontaine. That's what the family deal is all about. So start your search at FamilyDeal.com, where you can shop, compare, set up an appointment, or a test drive or 2. It's LaFontaine, the family deal. It's not just what you get, it's how you feel.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This
report brought to you by the Michigan Lottery. You deserve a bonus. Treat yourself to a $2 million bonus instant gift from the Michigan Lottery. It has over $74 million in total cash prizes, and there are over 25 chances to win on every ticket. Play new $2 million bonus. There's bonus fun in every one. An accident is blocking the center lane 94 westbound after Cashew, and also in Ann Arbor M14 eastbound. Still closed from 94 to Barton Drive due to an accident investigation. Traffic also brought to you by Kroger. Find more ways to save at Kroger, like the Buy 5 Save 5 event. Just mix and match any 5 participating items and save $5 at checkout with card. Just look for the special tags throughout the store. More ways to save. It's easy. Now at Kroger. I'm Michelle Pena in the WWJ 24-hour traffic center.
The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere. This CBS Sports Minute is brought to you by North Bloomfield Properties. This is Mark Malusis with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. When the going is good, why not stay? Raptors forward Kawhi Leonard will become a free agent June 30th, 6 p.m. Eastern, and after declining his player option of $21.3 million for next season, well, he's set to hit free agency. The Raptors are the only team that can give him a max 5-year extension valued at $190 million. If he leaves, the deal would be 4 years at $140. I can't get into the mind of Leonard, but sometimes the grass is not always greener on the other side. Maybe the pull of Los Angeles, playing close to home with the Clippers, is not as great after tasting a championship in Toronto. A report from Chris Haynes, Yahoo Sports, says the Raptors are now the favorites to re-sign Leonard. And if he does decide to stay, that trade by Masai Ujiri will go down as the greatest gamble in the history of the association. I'm Mark Malusis.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender. I've got great news. Mortgage interest rates have dropped. So if you're thinking about buying a home, right now is the time to lock that low rate, even before you find the home of your dreams. With our exclusive Rate Shield approval, the low rate you lock today is protected for up to 90 days while you shop for your new home. With a Rate Shield approval, if rates go up, your low rate stays locked. But if rates go down, you get that new, even lower rate. Either way, you win. Talk to us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com to take advantage. Here's another great reason to work with us. For a record 9 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Again, to lock in today's low mortgage interest rate and get the security of our exclusive Rate Shield approval, call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed-rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
And now a message for the men. Hi, I'm Brent Boyer, president of ADAM, the American Divorce Association for Men. For nearly 30 years, we have been fighting for men going through divorce and custody disputes. Men just like you. ADAM has the experience and uncompromising representation you need when it comes to divorce and family law. ADAM is the only call you need to make. We will do everything possible to get you the best outcome for you and your family. Call me today at 248-356-2326. That's 248-356-ADAM. Or on the web at adamdivorcelaw.com. adamdivorcelaw.com.
Everyone's talking about DFCU Perks, the new checking account from DFCU Financial.
I just saved $35 on hockey gear.
That's because DFCU Perks offers savings on dining, apparel, even car rentals.
We saved $150 on our rental car on vacation.
DFCU Perks even provides roadside assistance, identity theft recovery, and maybe best of all, cell phone protection.
When I drop my phone and crack the screen, DFCU Perks save me $250 on repairs. I'm telling all my friends about this account.
For most people, just using the app a couple times more than covers the low monthly fee. If you want more from your checking account, get DFCU Perks. DFCU Financial, the cashback credit union.
Offers may vary. Some restrictions apply. Cell phone protection and personal identity protection are subject to terms and conditions. Insured by NCUA. See DFCUfinancial.com for details.
Classic, but modern. Simple, yet intricate. It's your new favorite salon, and it's right around the corner. Lady Jane's in Washington Township, on Van Dyke, just off the 26-mile crossing Target. Lady Jane's in Washington Township. It's wicked awesome.
97.1 The Ticket, the Detroit Tigers, Kroger, and the Karmanos Cancer Institute join forces for the 8th annual Pink Out the Park Friday, July 19th versus the Toronto Blue Jays. The game pays tribute to and remembers those lost to breast cancer. Visit tigers.com/
lose to this point. And they finished for example. Jimmy Carter will took the home runs for Michigan, and the Wolverines are going to be playing for a national title starting Monday night.
Wow.
That was from ESPN on Friday as they dismantled Texas Tech. Now, I didn't watch the Louisville-Vanderbilt game, but who was the pitcher?
Luke Smith.
Luke Smith, who lost his you-know-what.
Yeah, he wore like the Rick Vaughn from Major League glasses, and you could read his lips when he said F you to a guy who struck out.
Yeah.
And then...
multiple times.
Yeah, and then Karma got him back.
Not just once, like 6 times.
That was pretty wild. By the way, shout out to Big Play Slay, Darius Slay. I don't know if there's a story on this on ESPN.com, but I kind of saw it on Twitter, but I didn't know how it ended up. First of all, his weekend, and I thank he, Agnew, Tracy Walker, and one of their drafters, Will Harris, actually were working out with the West Bloomfield High School football team, the defensive backs, on Saturday. Glad for that. However, more important than that,
Get that shout out.
yes, more important than that, I was seeing on Twitter and I followed Slay, and some kid, his name is Cam Register, said Slay a text saying, "Yo, Darius, I'm having my grad party tomorrow. Would absolutely die if you came. Is that possible?" Or his Instagram. And then he posted it on Twitter. And lo and behold, Darius Slay just shows up at the kid's graduation party with his Pro Bowl gloves, signed. He just hung out there with his family and all that kind of stuff. So, Big Play Slay, I hope he gets his contract stuff resolved, because he is so good in this community. The things he does he shows up at football games, basketball games, always wants to know what's going on, and kudos to Big Play Slay.
Cool. Or maybe he was just looking for a free day.
I doubt
That's
it.
right. You never know, you know.
But can you imagine?
Desserts.
You imagine you're having your high
Those
school
big sheet cakes.
you're having your high school graduation party, and all of a sudden, a Pro Bowl NFL player just shows up.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty damn cool.
Pretty damn cool.
Gotta love that.
Did he bring a gift card?
He brought a gift.
Yeah, but I mean, Pro Bowl gloves. You
I don't know.
need dorm supplies.
I haven't read the whole article.
That's very cool.
Yes.
All right, so actually, it's not a bad segue, because I'm sure those Pro Bowl gloves will be something that this kid will probably treasure for the rest of his life. Mark Wells, if you don't know that name, Mark Wells was part of the Dream, or the Miracle on Ice team, the Olympic hockey team that won the Stanley gold medal in 1980.
St. Clair Shores native.
And he got a commemorative stick at the end of the whole thing that was signed by Herb Brooks and all the players. And he had it, and then he lost it. 39 years ago was when the Miracle on Ice happened. And what he had lost the stick for how many years? I guess, whatever. It was lost and lost and lost, and then all of a sudden it turned up. That stick finally turned up.
Right, he gave the stick to the St. Clair Shores Arena years ago, and then it got missing somewhere.
Well, someone probably stole it or something like that. He wanted to be displayed at the St. Clair Shores Civic Arena, and then it was gone. And then the mayor of St. Clair Shores said that at the city council meeting on Monday night that the stick had been returned. Its history to have an individual from St. Clair Shores be part of the 1980 hockey team was great. And so now it's back on display again, or at least will be soon if it's not already.
Yeah. So, I think it's really cool. And then Mark Wells, I remember when we did 20th anniversary, talk when they, in 2000, he was like working in a Ram's Horn, and people couldn't find him because he's one of the most underrated guys on that team.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering, Jamie.
He was forced to sell his gold medal to help pay for his medical bills because he suffered genetic disease of his spinal cord disc that left him disabled.
It didn't go great for Mark Wells.
No.
So I was thinking, is there any memorabilia that you have or had that doesn't have to be sports or anything, that you lost, somehow misplaced, threw out, whatever, that you wish you had back? And I was thinking about some of the stuff.
But you keep everything, don't you?
Well, there's tons of stuff that I had when I was a kid that I don't have anymore. And I remember my aunt got married in a hotel in Philadelphia, and the San Francisco Giants were staying there. And I remember being in the lobby and getting autographs of like Mays, McCovey, Marichal, all the great Giants at the time. And I have no idea. I mean, that thing was thrown out probably like 2 years after
It was probably like a piece of paper, wasn't it? It's not like you had like a pennant or a picture.
No, I don't remember what it was on, but I wish I still had think that'd be pretty cool. And there's another thing that I have also in that era. My cousin went to the University of North Carolina. I had an autographed picture of me of one of North Carolina's really good teams. They didn't win the championship, but I wish I still had that for some strange reason.
I got a pair of the original Air Jordans in like 1989, the black and red ones. Not the one they had no white in it, or black and red. And I'm not a shoe guy like our boy Evan Jenkins, but I really liked them. I thought they were a cool looking shoe. But then I was like, I didn't wear them that much, but I just always really liked them. That's why I bought them. And then like a buddy of mine was like a shoe coveter, and I'm like, you want these? I never wear them. I probably won't use them. And so I gave them away to a friend. And if I still had them, I bet I would still wear them on occasion. And I don't know why. I don't know why I gave them away. I still to this day remember I remember exactly who it was. It wasn't even that good of a friend. We were just talking about it. He goes, "Oh wow, I love those shoes." You know what? I never really wear them. He goes, "Seriously?" I said, "Yeah, you can have them." I gave them away.
What do you think they're worth?
They're not worth that much because I wore them.
Okay.
I'm sure if they were mint condition, they'd be worth something. But they might be, if I had never worn them, they'd be worth something.
The other thing I just thought of is back when I was in college, I went to see Springsteen at the gymnasium at Georgetown University and snuck a tape recorder and just taped the concert. Me and my friend were doing like reviews, and we reviewed the concert afterwards, me and my friend, and for years I'd go listen to it, and I lent it to somebody. I still remember the guy's name, and I never got it back. I don't think I ever asked about it again, and I wish, because now East Street Radio plays obscure concerts, and this concert has never been played, and the quality's not great, it's like, but it's still audible, and I wish I had that.
That's a good one.
I don't.
And you have no idea where that is?
No, I'm sure I gave it to some guy named Peter Thomas Shevitz.
Son of a, that guy, Peter Thomas Shevitz. That's where I get my Jordans to as well. Peter Thomas Shevitz.
Mine's something I lost. My baseball gloves. I had the same glove since I was 13.
And you still used it?
I still used it at practice and stuff. It was so broken in. It was like I actually had tied it back together before because it was coming apart. I wouldn't give it up no matter what. And I left it in the rafters in the dugout. And I went back to try to see if it was there, and then it wasn't. It lost and found.
I bet Peter Allen Shevitz has it.
Thomas Shevitz.
Yeah, him too. 248-539-9797 is the telephone number. The ticket text 97136. We will take your phone calls and text. The one that got away, the one that you lost, the one that you're trying to get back. Tony Ortiz has a sports update right now. 97.1 The Ticket.
WXYT FM and WSYT HD1 Detroit. The radio.com sports station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Parkway Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Tigers lose for the 15th time in their last 19 outings as they fall to the Indians 8-3 in yesterday's finale of that 3-game weekend series in Cleveland. After the game, manager Ron Gardenhire admitted to Fox Sports Detroit the Tigers' continuing woes on defense are a major concern for him.
The defensive part for me is the frustrating part. We got a good pitching performance from our starter. Sonaro should have been out of that inning. He ends up throwing almost 40 pitches, and we missed one play there, didn't make that play, and that's another one that cost the guy, 20 pitches probably. So those things have got to change. We've got to make plays.
An error by Nico Goodrum in the bottom of the second opened up the door for Cleveland to score 5 runs in that inning, which gave them the lead for good in Sunday's game. Michigan's quest for their first College World Series title in 50-some years continues tonight as the Wolverines take on Vanderbilt in Game 1 of the championship round of the College World Series. First pitch at 7. Team USA looks to advance to the Elite 8 round of the Women's World Cup of Soccer as they take on Spain later today in France. Kickoff is at 11. Ches Reavie cruises to an easy 4-shot victory over Keegan Bradley at the PGA Tour's Travelers Championship yesterday in Connecticut. This marks the first tour win for the 37-year-old Reavie in 11 years. Martin Truex Jr. wins yesterday's NASCAR race in Sonoma. That win the 4th of the year for Truex, who has now moved into 5th place in the overall NASCAR Drivers' Point standings. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, go to 971theticket.com.
Jamie, play with your bitch.
And Stoney.
When the pimp's in the crib, I drop it like it's hot.
On 97.1 The Ticket.
It is 9:02 on 97.1 The Ticket on a Monday morning. It's the Jamie and Stoney Show. Jamie Samuelson along with Michael Stone. Hour number 4, Karch and Anderson are coming up at 10 o'clock. Weather forecast for today. rain off and on. There's a chance of some afternoon thunderstorms. So if you're planning to attend the fireworks tonight downtown, make sure you take note of the weather. There may be a postponement, but hopefully not. They have postponed them in years past, but they won't have to.
Today's a good day to, if you're not working, hang inside, watch some women's soccer, and the United States takes on Spain, or watch a TV show. Good day for that.
Or work.
I said if you're not working.
If you're not working, yes. The United States plays Spain at noon, right, on Fox.
Yes.
All right, we have tickets to give away to see the Tigers take on the Washington Nationals this weekend on Friday night, June the 28th. Come celebrate the 35th anniversary of the 84 World Champion Detroit Tigers. The celebration kicks off with a live pregame fan Q&A with Lou and Tram at 5:30 p.m. For tickets, go to tigers.com. And we're going to play Random National. Clue number one, he won 2 World Series championships as a player. He won 2 World Series championships as a player. That's clue 1. Give me clues. We'll give you clues 2, 3, and 4 as we go along. And once you have all 4 clues, be the first caller with the correct answer at 248-539-9797. That's 248-539-9797. And if you have the correct answer, you win.
Yeah, my guess without winning 2.
He won 2 World Series championships as a player.
I was thinking of Ian.
Oh, and he didn't? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, you might want to check. Let's go to Jeff on a cell phone on 97.1 The Ticket. Hello, Jeff.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, yeah, I got a story for you. My Uncle Mike come back from the Korean War, and he was a big hockey buff, and in the 60s, he gave a guy he knew at the door in Olympia, like a pint of some kind of whiskey. I got all the way in the locker room, beat Gordie Howe and Nick Libet. Old Olympia, they had these wood benches, and they were like real primitive locker room at the Olympia. But I had a hockey stick that was signed by Gordie Howe and Nick Libet, and not knowing any better, the one that got away was I played on a pond about 2 years later after I broke my stick, and I used that stick and I broke it.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's the one that got away from me.
Did it break right on the blade, like where the autograph was, or was the autograph on, like, did you still have the autograph or not?
Wire on the stick.
Okay.
And it broke a little lower, but at that time, just not knowing the value of, baseball cards nowadays, and it's just one of those things, darn it, man.
Yeah.
And it went to ribbons, and that's the one that I really looking back on it, because I was like 7 years old when I got it signed, and knowing what I love hockey so much, and just took it for granted. The stick, when I was 9, after I broke my original stick, it was so darn big on me just to have it on the ice anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I ended up breaking it, but that's the one that got away from me.
You should never take that stuff to the rink or the pond.
Yeah.
It's like people who get autographed jerseys and then wear the jerseys.
Yeah.
It's like I always say, you're wearing a jersey, you're drinking beer, you're gonna ruin this. Why? You're gonna ruin the jersey. You're gonna ruin the signature.
Well, because people can't afford multiple jerseys, so they have a Red Wing jersey. They meet their favorite Red Wing player, and they say, "Oh, can you autograph something? How about the jersey?" And they don't necessarily view it as memorabilia.
So just don't wear a jersey to the game. I don't know.
But I'm saying if that's when you run into your favorite player,
Yeah,
what are you supposed to do? I mean, my father-in-law, he used to, the business where he used to work had a suite at Ford Field. And at the Super Bowl, he split it with he actually split it with your friend Harry Glantz and my friend Harry Glantz. But anyway, they had these commemorative bottles of wine that on the back had the Super Bowl logo carved into the bottle. And he's kind of a big wine guy, so he thought this was really cool, and he was going to, keep it and whatever. And so one night he opens a bottle of wine and he pours it and he looks at it and he realized it was the commemorative bottle. Like, he didn't see the logo on the back. He thought it was on the front. He was like so mad at himself. Well, right down the drain.
Yeah, we're talking about this because Mark Wells from St. Clair Shores, a member of the 1980 Miracle on Ice team, donated a stick that was autographed by the entire team to the arena, and it disappeared, and mysteriously it has returned. So we're asking about that memorabilia that you had that you just lost or threw away or whatever happened to. Ticket text 97136. I lost a pair of Isaiah Thomas's wrist sweatbands during a move. A couple times a year I get bummed about it. That's Charles again. I remember once, there's another one. I went to a Baltimore Colts New England Patriots game at Old Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. I think the Colts clinched a playoff spot, and I somehow got like Burt Jones or quarterbacks like knee pads.
Knee pads?
Yeah, or knee pads or his elbow pad or something like that. And I have no idea what the hell it
Yeah, but that's, I know. You look at that stuff now and go, what? Like, I used to ask, I remember we used to go to college football games all the time, and my friend and I would go down to the tunnel and ask for players' towels as they came off. And they were just white towels that they wore, like, in their belt or whatever. We're like, oh, yeah, we got towels. Like, great, what are you going to do with those?
When he was a kid, my dad gave a friend of baseball signed by every player of the Reds in the Big Red Machine. I lost a Lomas Brown autograph card that I had since I was a kid.
Oh. I bet the Lomas would take care of you on that one.
Damn right. Let's see. I had a complete set of 1968 Tigers caricatures. I lost in the 70s. I've never seen them anywhere since.
Let's go to Don on a cell phone on 97.1 The Ticket. How you doing, Don?
Hey, I got another hockey story for you guys. So I had a stick that had Gordie Howe, Sid Abel, Ted Lindsay, Alex Delvecchio, Gary Bergman, and Nick Libbett's signature on it. It was in my closet when I was a kid growing up. My cousin didn't live too far from me, and he played hockey. So my uncle called my mother up and said, hey, do you have a stick that his nephew, that his son could borrow, my cousin? And she gave him that one by mistake, and he played with it, he broke it, and they threw it away.
I'm sure you're very happy.
I'm still bitter to this day about that. Yeah. And every time I see my cousin, I remind him about it.
I think you are justifiably bitter.
So how old were you when this happened?
I was probably 12 or 13, around that age. And I was in Toronto at a hockey tournament, so I would have never gave him a stick. I came home, I'm like, where's my stick? My mom's like, well, I let your cousin use it. I called my cousin, I go, where's my stick? He goes, oh, he broke it, throw it away. I'm like, what?
What?
You didn't even, what? Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for the long phone call, Don. 248-539-9797. Did you catch any of the Albert Pujols stuff this weekend?
Yeah, it was very nice.
Albert Pujols made his first return to St. Louis, which is amazing when you think about the way the scheduling must have worked. His last season in St. Louis was 2011. And now this is his first trip back to St. Louis, which is in 2019. So for whatever reason, the rotation worked such a way that whenever the Cardinals played the Angels, they played them in Anaheim, not in St. Louis. It was truly awesome. I mean, you have to be the most cynical, jaded person in the history of the world. We'll see what Mike thinks about it coming up at 2 o'clock. to have an issue with what transpired over the weekend at Busch Stadium, because they gave him a standing ovation at every turn. They actively cheered for him in key situations in the game.
He hit a home run.
And they called for a curtain call. Last night, I caught his last at bat in the game, and the Angels were up 2-0. The bases were loaded in the 9th inning, and he came to the plate. And I mean, the Angels were up 2-0 in the 9th inning.
Right.
The game was still in question.
Chances are it's his last at bat in that ballpark.
And people were chanting his name, Albert, and he ended up popping up to the first baseman. He made an out, but then again, Molina hugged him behind home plate. He walked to the dugout. They standing ovation. Came out for a curtain call. It was awesome, and some people, which I never quite understood, were wondering what would the fans' reaction to Albert Pujols be, and it was like, well, it was going to be positive because the guy's a legend and he left for a better deal. I mean, the Cardinals did offer him a contract,
right?
But the Angels offered him a better deal, and he took a better deal. But I couldn't help but think a little bit about Miguel Cabrera, and the only reason I thought of it was this. Okay, first of all, Pujols came up through the organization,
right?
Cabrera didn't. Pujols won 2 World Series championships. Cabrera won 0. So there's those two things.
Pujols beat Cabrera in one of them.
Yeah. But the other thing is that the Cardinals wisely, as very few teams do, wisely didn't give him that second contract. Now again, they offered him a contract, but they said, look, we had you for your best years. So if you go somewhere else and have great years, more power to you. But you're not going to have as good a years as you have. And as a result of that, all Cardinal fans have good memories of Albert Pujols. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Cabrera is through some fault of his own, but also just nature and age and injury, is now becoming like this weird albatross for the Tigers. And I just feel like
it's not all his fault either.
No, I know. I just hope when it's all over, I just want it to end well. I want fans to appreciate how great Miguel Cabrera was, because I feel like it's ending in a way where he won't have that moment at Comerica Park the way Albert had a whole weekend at Busch Stadium.
You guys talked about the not winning. I think that factors in. But I think the off the field stuff is really in play with him. I think there's people that still hold it against him that he hung out with the White Sox that weekend before that huge series. And then obviously the troubles that he had in his personal life right now.
Then why do we have a documentary out about Bob Probert? I mean, it's like this city.
Guess what though? He was blue collar and
he never won.
I know, but that's Detroit. I think the language barrier hurts Miguel.
Right.
Pujols doesn't speak great English.
Much better.
No, really. You ever heard a long interview with Albert Pujols? He's a pretty quiet dude too.
Yeah, but he's more, for lack of a better word, eloquent than Cabrera in English.
I mean, maybe, but I don't think it's so. It's not like he's Michael Strahan or something, I don't know. It just struck me. It just struck me as a
so cool.
Great power hitter going back to his home, stadium, and it just struck me.
It was awesome. I saw the first at bat when Molina turned to keep the ovation going on. It was awesome.
Well, Molina walked halfway out to the mound to allow the moment to really breathe. It was everything that they did was a great touch. 9:14. Heather has news coming up next. It's Jamie and Stoney on 97.1 The Ticket. The all-new Chevy Silverado is here. It's the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. There are 8 different trim levels and 6 different powertrains, so there's a Silverado for everyone. Tigers tickets could also be yours thanks to Chevrolet and 97.1 The Ticket. Tune in to the Jamie and Stoney Show for your chance to win. Chevrolet, proud sponsor of the Detroit Tigers.
CenterPoint Energy Services wants to know, what will you do with 3 months of free natural gas? That's 3 months of paying a $0.00 natural gas rate, which really frees up your summer budget for stuff like a trip to the water park, a weekend getaway, or an awesome new home upgrade. Plus, switch now for a low summer rate, and you can save year-round with CenterPoint Energy Services. Dial pound 250 and save free for free. Limited time offer. Terms, conditions, exclusions apply. Visit freeforfreegas.com for details.
The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D-Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip. It's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D-Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas. Help Mother Waddles to help those in need by donating your car. Your car donation to Mother Waddles will provide food and shelter to the poorest of the poor. Call Mother Waddles today and change a life. Call 313-WADDLES.
The weather is finally warmer and the deals are hot at LuLaRich Chevrolet. GM employees and family members can lease a Trax LS for $89 a month, a Silverado LD for $119 a month, or an Equinox LT for $145 a month. Have you seen the all-new Blazer? We have leases starting at $219 a month. Leases are for 24 months, 10,000 miles per year, plus taxes, license, dock, acquisition, and destination fees. $999 down with a qualifying lease in the household. Offer ends July 1st. Must take delivery from dealer inventory.
Check us out on the web at switchtolorich.com.
Make the switch to LaRich and get these deals all month long. With Trax for $89, Silverado LD $119, Equinox $145, and the all-new Blazer starting at $219 a month. And stop in to help us help our furry friends in need by dropping off donations for pickup for paws. You'll find a list of needs and wants at switchtolorich.com. LuLaRich Chevrolet, located at the corner of Plymouth and Haggerty Roads in Plymouth. For details, call 1-877-55-CHEVY. Save money when you make the switch.